Okay. I think we got access.
You got some action, baby? Did you don't tell me you back in that action?
I think we got some action, baby. Let me see. Okay. Seagraves Says, how y'all doing today? We're dropping in. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us. And we're starting out today with I'm gonna start out with 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, this know also. This is Paul charging Timothy. He's telling Timothy, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemous, disobedient to parents, and unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin, led away with divers love, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Let's break this down for you together. Perilous times, these are bad times, these are devastating times. Men are loving, they're loving themselves. Men and women are loving themselves. They are going to these platforms and getting validation for their looks, their makeup, their clothes, their shoes, giving false pretense to the things that they are doing. Natural affection, meaning there is no such thing as Steve and Eve and Eve. We were designed to be Adam and Eve. Some might not like me for that, but hey, to each his own. It is what it is. Traitors, talking with a split tongue. That's crazy. And at our age, people shouldn't be talking with a split tongue. They should be able to have enough confidence in themselves, have morals, values, and respect, and be able to mean what they say and say what they mean. And we just don't have that no more. You have people on these platforms stunting and fronting and talking down on the next person's name, and that's crazy. We're supposed to be able to uplift one another and help one another. We're no longer living in the time where we are teenagers and our parents or our grandparents or our aunties and uncles are helping take care of us and support our lifestyle because we are unable to. We have been far removed from that. We are the new old people. We are the new elders. As the older elders are phasing out, we are the ones that are phasing in, and we should be able to give good counsel if people are seeking good counsel, giving good advice, and leading the younger generation to the promised land and whatever the promised land may be for that particular person. I just don't understand how we as a society or we as a community have the lack of empathy for one another. We aren't courteous to one another. And when we go to tell the truth or speak what is right, that's when you get the most backlash. People love chaos. And who else loves chaos? Because my God don't love, he is not the creator or the innovator of chaos. He is the creator and innovator of peace, love, happiness, harmony, and anything else is uncivilized. So with that being said, I'm just here today to try to uplift some people, maybe speak an encouraging word to their ear, because we all are going through something right now, whether it be financial, a parent is sick, or have even or they are no longer with us. So we all need a shoulder to lean on in the physical. You know, if you believe in God, yeah, He's always spiritually there as long as we do the work and we turn from our wicked ways. But I'm talking about in the physical form, because you can't be so heavenly minded that you know earthly good. You know what I'm saying? So we all need each other. That's why we should not forsake and not fellowship with everyone. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to fellowship and be able to have a safe place. The church used to always be a clinic of healing when I was a kid or a teenager coming up. Now you have churches have cliques stronger than the Crips and the Bloods, longer than the gang, more tighter than the Gangster Disciples, or what is the GD? Yeah, and that doesn't make any sense. You know, churches were a place to come and lay your burdens at the altar. Not anymore. If you ain't tired, then you can't lay nothing at the altar. You might not can even get through the door, because Reverend Pig Feet and Pastor Hogmog ain't allowing that. And I'm totally against that, because I used to go to a church where it was Reverend Pig Feet, Pastor Hogmog, and they looked down on people that were trying to seek God, you know. And as we see right now, there are several churches that are in our community that isn't or have not had any growth, because they are so closed-minded when it comes to God. God don't care about your formal education. He doesn't care about your status at your job. He doesn't care about your your materials or your false idolatry. You know, He takes the unqualified and qualifies them. So who are you to stand in the pulpit or in the congregation and say that person is not worthy? I don't get it. So that falls right into the people out in the street. It's more people out in the street that believe and teach and reach in the form of God spiritually than those that are in that structure. You know? And if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, in your community, they are gentrifying all of what used to be black homes. Little by little, people are falling on bad times, financial hardship, and pride is getting in the way. Sometimes you have to put the pride aside and ask for some help or seek for some help. Don't lose grandmama's name property. Don't lose auntie and uncle name property they set aside for us to thrive, you know? Instead of talking about one another, help one another. Right now, if you go on the property search in McKinney, Texas, you will see that people are so far behind on taxes, and that these crackers are waiting to buy up your land. Waiting like a thief in the night. But people are too busy running around in the streets playing like they got big money, playing like they got everything together. And none of us have it all together. Not one of us. Even if you have the best of jobs, even if you have the biggest house, the best of cars, you still don't have it all together, because at the end of the day, you're still making them big payments on those materialistic possessions. You feel me? In my life right now, I used to love all that material stuff. I ain't gonna even lie to you. If it didn't have polo on it, I wouldn't want it. But now it's Big Boss walking on it. You heard me? And then you see that Seagraves Says back there. Can I get a whoop whoop? Whoop whoop. You know, if it didn't have I never wore Tommy Hilfiger, but if it didn't have Jabot on it or Nike on it or Reebok. I didn't want it. Now, as a grown man, a 51-year-old grown man, I don't care if it comes from Payless, which ain't no more Payless, but you get what I'm saying. Sheen, Temu, Tubad, YouTube, Amazon, whatever it has on there, as long as it makes me feel good, I'm good. As long as it don't break the bank, I'm good. Some of them shoes don't even be comfortable to your feet no more once you get our age. Can I get amen? Amen. You feel me? You got on the internet, you got all these people talking about, oh, I got a brand new car. Shoot, I don't want that brand new car no more. I don't want those payments. I don't want that high inflated insurance. Those maintenance fees, those the people trying to come and take your car, steal your car because you got a nice luxury car. You know what I'm saying? No, I'd rather have paid off than brand new. I don't know about you. Y'all please log in to Seagraves Says on YouTube and follow us, like and share. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, and if you're feeling real generous, drop $1 or $3. You smell me? But yeah, as I'm talking and starting to understand life, it's not about what you can do alone. It's about what you can do with a multitude of people. And I'm learning more and more and more that you need a team of people that are like-minded, that wants to be a part of the band that's one band, one sound, one creed. And that one sound, that one band, that one creed is at the end of the day, is all for the glory of God and his kingdom. I don't know about y'all, but if it wouldn't be for God, I would be nothing. He gives us 24 hours a day that is not promised. All those that woke up today, give thanks, give honor, give glory. Not to your pastor, but the one and only creator. And as the creator is showing you what is going on, pay attention. Because when there is a mess, the Most High sends a messenger. When there is a problem, typically sends a prophet. You get the gist of what I'm saying today. I ain't no preacher. I'm not no teacher. I am seeking to be a fisherman of men and lead them to God like one led me to God. But right now, I'm just speaking on what's coming off the heart and what's coming off the dome. And normally when people talk down on you, you want revenge. You have a personal vendetta. And when you feel like that, anger clouds thy judgment. So don't be quick to anger. Give God time to let him work with you and also be your hedge or your shield of protection. Because in my Bible, he says he'll make your enemy your footstool. Huh? Come on now. Follow me. In this time of hardship, how many people are really tired of holding it in? How many people are tired of being angry for no reason because you don't know how to express yourself? Or maybe your mom not loving you, your dad ain't loving you, you ain't never had a decent chance in life. But if you just come to God and let him be the head of your life, I promise you, things will change for you. It changed for me. It took me having to go to prison. God set me down. It's a song, Kevin Gates, set me down, broke me down. That's what he did that. Cleared me up from all the drug dealing, drug peddling, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. He took all that from me. And ever since I've been out, man, I thank God. I thank God for all the miraculous things he have done, all the hardships that I have endured, all the growing I've done, all the layers and the layers I've shed, all the evolution and evolving I've done. And sometimes people tend to not know how to accept you evolving. Not that it matters, but everybody wants social, what do you call it? Social, I wouldn't say social validation, but everybody wants to be social and talk and be able to mix and mingle with people. But when you change, you have to remove yourself from them old conversations. You have to remove yourself from them old familiar places. You have to move on to greener pastures. When I say greener pastures, meaning people that are going places that you want to go, that you have yet met or exceeded. You have to want better. You have to do better to get better. I think it was Maya Angelou says, if I know better, I do better. So now you know better, so why don't you start doing better? If you 50 years old, if you 40, 50 years old, and you still out there on the street corner hanging hand to hand peddling, you lost. You can be found if you want to, but you're lost. And those type of people that are still hanging out on the corner, hanging out up on the trees, not only are they lost, they are what, once again, in arrested development. They were arrested at the time of their glory, and they have not learned to break those shackles or loose. Break them shackles or loose. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to seek counsel. It's okay to praise someone that is doing good. I just want y'all to understand today that I'm coming out here with a pure heart, hands tied behind my back, or hands open in front of me, telling you today that it's okay, that everything gonna be okay. You don't have to be jealous. You don't have to be insecure, because God made us in his image, and whatever image that is for you. You don't have to compete anymore. All you have to do is stay in your lane and do what makes you happy, long as it's righteous, long as in a godly way, long as you are not false accusing people, long as you are not gossiping and whispering and have an itchy ear and you're talking with a split tongue. Because he said, let the wheat and tare grow together. He's going to do the separating. He's separating right now. And I said it last week. Do you feel the shift? Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to be bold. And sometimes you have to let people know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You don't have to be fighting. You don't got to get confrontational. You just speak your piece and walk on. I didn't say turn your back on them, because somebody might bust you in the head once you turn around. Speak your piece and move with precision, with intention. Me and my wife get on this show and we just try to embrace what is good. Show you that, yeah, there is still love in matrimony. There is still love in having a family. 9 times out of 10, if you're my age, you have coming up in a broken family. And a broken family means that you don't have a mom and dad in the house, or maybe your grandparents raised you, or your auntie raised you, your uncle raised you, or somebody in the family raised you other than your parents, trying to stick together, work it out, and make it happen for themselves and their children. Some of us have even created broken families because we didn't know what a healthy family looked like. But now's the time to try to understand and refurbish those broken relationships. You know, I was looking at and listening to, I believe his name is Jace Young and Kirk Franklin, and he touched me because he said, you know, I don't have the best relationship with my mother. And I felt that because I haven't had the best relationship with my mother in my 51 years, you know? And dealing with that, it gets hard because, you know, everybody wants to be loved by their mother. And how can a person that gave you life not give you life? Think about it. That's why a lot of us have problems connecting. We don't know how to connect because we're not connected to the source that gave us life. Hmm. But yet and still you try to build a bond, but sometimes you can't build a bond that was never there. And that's okay. And you will make it through this. You might be mad at your father because he never was there, but you never knew what he went through as a young man and then having a child and becoming an older man. You never know what nobody went through unless you went through their life or in their shoes. So I'm saying this today is that me personally, I'm just trying to be the best son, the best father, the best husband, the best man that I can. And I pray to God give me more time on this earth to rectify and right all my wrongs. How about y'all? Hmm. How about y'all? And I'm still trying to learn. You know, I'm looking for a mentor right now to help me on this next journey that God has for me. I know God got me, but you know, in this physical, because spiritually, I know He the one. You can look at me and tell, you know, I don't talk like I used to talk. I don't walk like I used to walk. Hey, baby.
Hey,
It's
baby.
your beautiful self. You
Well,
all,
thank you.
you look, you all matching and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do you do, girl?
Okay.
I'm just over, you know,
That's
just
a beautiful word that you've given so far, and I
speaking the
love this.
real.
I love the way that you articulate your words and how you're able to get your message out. And it's a very positive message. It's a very loving message. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hears and feels what they want to hear and feel, but what I get out of it is love. Overall, it is what it is, and as you continue to just grow and go on your own journey, you understand how to maneuver through life. You understand what triggers you. I hope that people are learning what their triggers truly are and not just using that word. I hope that people are truly learning what triggers you. Because once you learn your triggers, you can also learn how to how to maneuver your life in a way to where certain things don't trigger you anymore, how it doesn't bother you when certain things a word is mentioned or somebody's name comes up and you're automatically triggered. Like you got to jump in and be negative. You got to jump in and hate on that person. You got to jump in and say, why does that person's name trigger you like that? You really you got to do some research on within self to understand why it is that you tick how you tick. And me personally, I've just taken the time to grow. I've taken the time to just get to know myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier before when we went live the first time, but it got disappeared or whatever. But yeah, just going through life and going through what we're going through right now and just paying attention to the climate of the world. I would hope that people are really holding their loved ones tight and really making sure that for their future, they have a lot of things secure. I mean, the way that it's shifting, and if you're paying attention, it's times are going to get harder before they get easier or get better for anybody in the country, more so us, as people of color. So instead of always being negative towards one another, it's okay for togetherness. It's okay to have, good, healthy human contact in relationships, bonds, and you know what I'm saying, with individuals in order to be able to just feel human. Everything is so stuck online. Everybody just really is validated by what they put online or feel validated by what's online, your likes and your loves and your comments and your this. But in real life, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know yourself? Do you know who you are? Like, it's just, or do you just live for the facade of who you'd like people to think that you are, who you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to really just hone in on what's going on. And I just love that for me and you, the way that we've grown, and just not only the time since I've met you, but even just like you said, you told your story about the pen and how you came home and the things that you've had to navigate since coming home. It's like our lives are really, I'm good, you're good, I'm better than good. I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm great. I'm loved properly. You understand what I'm saying? I have a real genuine connection with an individual who mirrors my love, meaning the loyalty and respect and love that I give, that's this person mirrors that and is all that for me too, without being sneaky, without the, behind the back, without the animosity, without the lies, without the deceit, without, no, it's just a pure, genuine relationship and it's beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? And outside of just you and I feel like even us need healthy individuals that we have in our lives that we can just have day-to-day conversations with about life, to be able to release, or to be able to, just give each other some Bible verses if that's what you're into, or talk about a traveling journey escapade that's coming up, or talk about some conference that y'all gonna join in the future. Just be able to have that type of connection with somebody to where, like you said, we get that human contact. Because everything to me, it's like it's so superficial. Everything is so superficial.
With that being said, one has to love theyself. You gotta love yourself before you could even love somebody else.
This is very true.
And sometimes, as Michael Jackson said, you gotta look at the man in the mirror.
Or woman. Hey, baby.
And I'm asking him to change his ways. And if you don't change your ways, and I think I said this a few seconds or a few minutes ago, if you don't change your wicked ways, you are headed for a life of destruction. And no one wants to be around a person that is headed for destruction, except for the destructive. And so I told your mom that too, Laura. So is that she told me, don't hurt my baby. And I told her, I love myself first. And if I love me and I respect me, I'm going to always respect her. That's how life goes. So while you out there in your journey and you moving around, you're always a representation of somebody, no matter what.
This is true.
If you out there on a job, you're a representation of that job because you're coming in and they give you that paycheck every day. So if you go out there and you go to jail, you get caught on camera doing anything that is unsavory or unfavorable to your job, when you get there, let's just say on Monday, you're definitely going to be fired. You're going to be talked to in that office. You're going to be fired.
Definitely going to be reprimanded.
When you're at home as an adult, we're adults, we're no longer kids. So when me and my wife, if she goes out with a friend and she's having brunch and, and mimosas on the weekend and doing everything, first and foremost, she is a representation of herself. Secondly, a representation of her husband. And thirdly, a representation of her children. So if you go out there acting a fool and doing whatever it is you're doing, that's what you're going to be judged by. So you got to maintain a self-respect order. I ain't saying it like people don't know, but it's just the truth, because people running out here like they don't act like they know, act like they don't have any home training, Oh, I'm doing this, man. Forget my wife, shoot. Oh, woo, 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 woo. No, that's not how you supposed to act, man. A man sets the tone. Men set the tone.
Men set the tone. So if men set the tone, why men out here running around with purses? Why are grown ass men out here running around with purses if men set the tone? What's going on? Why can't a woman can we just have purses to ourselves? I mean, it's a lot that we have to share. It's a lot we got to share. Can we just have wearing a purse to ourselves as a woman?
If a male is wearing a purse, he is not a man. Okay. So you see notice how I put that? If a male.
Understood. I don't want to go too deep in that. Anyway, back to the subject at hand, just sticking to it, just hey.
Because I've never seen anybody. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna stay on it too, because it's not your brother. So I'm gonna hang on in there with them. I'm gonna hold the handlebars, if you will. You heard me? Papa Willie with it. But I've never seen in my time. I've never seen a man wear a purse. And if a man wore a purse back in my day, they were considered what?
A sissy.
Just
up, you know what I'm saying?
And back in the day, sissies stayed in their lane. Mm-hmm. We knew they were a sissy. They were out wide open, flamboyant. They wasn't hiding. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't acceptable, but we knew our lanes.
William,
Yes, ma'am.
your complexion is beautiful.
Yours is
I'm
too.
just looking at you like I'm looking at. I don't mean to sound repetitive or anything, but you're glowing like you just came off of vacation. I really love the just the evenness and the clearness in your skin, man. You could tell you're not stressed right now. I don't know what's going on. Somebody loving on you. Somebody doing you some good, boy, because your skin is glistening. Do you hear me?
You love me.
Okay.
You're loving on me.
Okay.
But first, I gotta love myself.
I know that's right. I know
But
that's
first,
right.
I gotta take care
I
of me.
know that's right.
Secondly, I still gotta humbly submit myself.
I know for some of y'all kids just now starting to go back to school, but we out here in Georgia and they started back on the 31st, so it ain't no, but anyway, y'all kids look good. They're beautiful. Let's pray that they all have a very prosperous and successful school year this year. Let's ask that they be able to be with the hedge of protection and love always surrounding them when they're not in their parents' view, that they being taught the right things behind closed doors, so that when they are out in the public, they understand how to conduct themselves and what's right and what's inappropriate. We just pray that these babies continue to grow and be able to be the beautiful human beings that we've born them here to be, y'all.
And with that being said, I hope and wish that you guys kind of start filtering out when you put your kids on the internet. I know people be happy to show their kids in their new clothes, their first day of school. Man, it's
a wicked world we live in.
Of people out there they're hunting. Your children are the prey. Our children are the prey. And let me say this, because I'm not a hypocrite. I used to be the main one putting my kids, my children, on the internet. And I had to say, whoa, hold on. That's targeting. That's putting my child as a target.
It just.
And so I've grown up and I've understand that the internet can make you this or that. But at the same time, I don't want my child to be a target.
On that subject, it's just kind of like, you and I are the people that we are, and we get it. That's how we feel. Like at one point in time, like you said, it was like an overshare of shit, just everything that was going on: basketball, football, volleyball, track, soccer, out to eat, a bite of ice cream. It's just up to each individual to what they want and what they prefer out of life. You get what I'm saying? Because some people just, you giving the advice, and that's beautiful advice. Some people looking right at this screen, well, you don't know, you're not wearing, and they took our jobs. They took our jobs. But no, but you understand what I'm saying, though. But yeah, it's just like, it's beautiful advice, though. You know what I'm saying? But shit, it's really to each his own at this point, because people still gonna continue to do what they want to do and, move how they want to move.
And if you're a person I'm a person of stature. You don't have to take my advice. So be it. But I'm still gonna say it, and I don't care if you don't like it or not. You can type up on there saying you wrong and you ain't. I guarantee you though. Pull it up right quick. Where is it at? When I say something, where is that situation at? When I say something, you can guarantee.
Stop me when I start lying.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Stop me when I start lying, because I don't do no lying. I speak facts. As these young people say, I have receipts, because we see it over and over and over again on whatever social media platform you're on. You seeing people targeting kids. They find out, they look on social media, someone that hates you or dislike you or have some ill will towards you. They sit and follow you on these social platforms, find out where you're going to be, and then they seek you out to destroy you, just as the enemy would have them do.
That's why you got to stay prayed up in this evil world that we live in. That's why you really just got to stay prayed up, because it's really, outside of not sharing them, it's, people like that was kind of what I was touching on too. Just everybody, people are different, man. And it's just wicked how sick some people can be, when it comes to targeting people and wanting to hurt somebody or wanting to try to scam someone out of something that they own, or trying to, imposter you and to be able to sell your whatever. Boy, it's a sick world we live in, instead of people wanting to go hustle and get their own and build their own generational whatever, they want to come into dip into other people's. And it's hey man, it just,
I mean, Ain't nothing new up under the sun. It's just that this chat GBT, this AI, these social platforms, people don't look at it for what it really is for. All they look at it for, as somebody told me, shits and giggles. Shits and giggles get you put in the grave. Shits and giggles is for kids. We are adults.
Are we?
Living in a cruel, cruel world. And once again, I want to repeat it and say, we living in perilous times. So you have to put on the whole armor of God and be ready and have that breastplate on. You know, have your feet girded, you know, and protect with anything necessary as long as you are living righteous. Because it's the unrighteous that's out there doing whatever. The devil don't bother them. That spirit, and it's not the devil, it's the spirit of the people that are devilish.
There you go. There you go.
You know?
There you go.
And because I used to have devilish ways. Shoot, I used to be a booger wolf. You hear me? I'm talking about on all corners, but you know, once again,
I think we all have a past.
we all have a past, but
we
some
all
act
have
like
a past,
they
baby.
too good.
I don't care what they act like. We
But
all
it's
have
the
a
truth.
past. I don't give a damn what nobody act like.
And, you know, as I move through life and I'm seeing it, you know, I'm just thankful that God has given me the ability to humble myself. Not someone else say, oh, you need to be humble. He need to be humble because he got this. No, humble myself. Because see, if I humble myself, I don't have to worry about nobody else say you need to humble yourself. Because God knows our heart. And God gives us these blessings. And when he gives us these blessings, he wants us to go out and tell the good that he has done for you. So therefore you can inspire somebody to go seek him so they can be blessed. And not humble themselves. Not somebody say you need to be humble, because God give us. God give and take away. But
on another note, guys, you know, 2025, I can honestly say for myself personally, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a lot has transpired this year already, and we're in August, but yeah, it's just, and I know it's gonna be some more to go, but condolences to those that we've lost. You know, just it's like every day you wake up, somebody else has passed away, and it's not just random people, it's people, cousins, aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, you know, loved ones. So again, that's why I'm so stressed out on, you know, just hold your people tight, man. Let go of childish, you know, I can't really say I'm not the one to try to ever invalidate anybody else's feelings. So whatever you feel is valid, right? But just be mature enough to have an adult conversation with whoever it is that you're feeling it against, because we're living, tomorrow's not promised, you know, and at the end of the day, it's like you can maneuver and operate how you want to maneuver and operate. But when you have children, I really hope some of y'all are thinking about y'all's kids' futures and the way that y'all are doing them when it comes to certain people in their lives or people who love them. So if something was to happen to you, would possibly be able to take up with your child and love your child, be there for your child. It's like we're not really paying attention to, or it don't really matter, or, you know, it's time out for the silliness, y'all. It's time out for the silliness. It's just a time to where I feel like we really need to just really set aside all of everybody's feelings, take the feelings and emotion out of it, and just be able to come together as families and express ourselves as to how we feel and how something made us feel, that allow that other person to express themselves. And y'all let it go, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like you forgiving Tom, Dick, Harry, Sam, Peter, and Paul for any and everything that they do. But when it comes to them parents, it's like y'all hold them to a different standard. It's like y'all hold them to a standard where they're not human. Y'all hold them to a standard of perfection. Y'all hold them to a standard of whatever the standard may be. And whenever they don't perform to the way you'd have them perform, it's like now they're the enemy. Now they're the outside. Now they in the outskirts. And it's just kind of like, pray on it. I need some of y'all to pray on the feelings and stuff that y'all are having towards not only mother and father, but siblings as well. Like I said, cousins is an array of family members who are in a disarray. And I feel like it's time for us to come together. Lay it by the wayside. Then you slide, I slide, we slide.
okay. God is my witness. And he gonna have to come down to this earth for him to get me to maneuver in that way. I don't see, because a lot of times that the families have always been broken in disarray because no one that was a patriarch or the matriarch tried to diffuse it. So once they're gone, there's almost no reconnection. There's no understanding. And I despise that for us, but it's the ultimate truth. And that's why they say in everything they say, find your tribe. Find your tribe, because your tribe is gonna be there through the thick and thin. They're gonna help you out. And sometimes your tribe is not kinfolk or blood related. Because we all God's people, we're all God's children, so we are, so to speak, brothers and sisters. But sometimes it's just not. Your relative can be a true enemy, and that be the family that be against you or betray you. How can you go back to someone that has betrayed you ultimately? I want to know. I really do, because see, betrayal is one of the hardest things for any human being to get over.
This is very true. This is very true.
And when you do have a pure heart and you do try to be the best person you can be, and you're looking out for people and wanna be able to help everyone, it be those very ones that don't understand work ethic, that don't understand what it took to get those few peanuts that you do have. And when you say no, that's the problem. But say no. It's okay to say no. I'm not doing it this time. Figure it out. I'm not gonna get in the way of your lesson and mess up my blessing, trying to give you part of my blessing. That's not God don't work like that. And you won't say he does. Tap in there and tell me what you want to say. That way we can talk about it. We can talk about it. I won't talk about it. I'm open.
Seagraves Says. So hey, that's the platform. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm here to talk about it. I don't just want to give you my POV all the time. I want to have good commentary. I want to have a good banter, if you will, because we all can use a pull of the coattail every now and again.
Ooh. I heard you kind of touch a little bit earlier on just, public information, things that are matters that are public information. And, it just amazes me, I love you though. Keep being the man that you are.
Hold on now.
Keep taking care of business in the manner that you take care of business in, because you've always been a man since the day that I met you. Anything that's in your name, you want a zero balance on that, and that's commendable, that's respectable, and that made me grow up in a lot of areas. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I haven't always paid my bills on time and paid the full amount, but just to see how you operate when it comes to your business and just your responsibilities, how organized you are. I think it's sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Keep taking care of your business, man. Keep being a leader, no matter who doesn't like it or who doesn't feel this, but you're a leader. You were born to be a leader, and you've always been the individual who, no matter how things are stacked up against you, you figure it out. You've always been one to, when it seems as if your back is up against the wall, you always find a way to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? As a father, as a husband, as a lover, as a grandson, like I've watched you literally just be there for those that you love in a way that's just commendable to me. You know what I'm saying? You don't make excuses, you just make shit happen. And either you're able to or you're not able to. And if you're not able to, you're not a liar. You don't duck and hide behind an excuse. You just straight up, I don't have it, I'm not able to at this time. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's just keep moving and being who that you are. And no matter, like I said, we're gonna go through things and people are gonna talk, shit is gonna happen, because this is life. This is the world we live in. It's a gossipy time that we live. Motherfuckers just gossip, but who cares? Everything of yours is at zero balance. You don't owe anything. You're not behind. Every year that it was due, you've paid it. Public record. Every year that it was due, you've paid per year. Not let it stack up and run on like a run-on sentence.
Well,
your bill isn't a run-on sentence. Your bill is at zero balance. You understand? And just keep trucking, keep pushing. It's beautiful. Like I said, man, just watching you, man. Baby, you don't even get it. But yeah, I tell you off camera, but let me just tell you on camera, just how amazing you are to me, what you mean to me, It's just, it's miraculous to be a part of this journey with you. You know, just watching your drive, your admiration, your determination, your will to make things happen, the way that you provide, you know what I'm saying? And once again, like I said, the way that you're not a liar. You're not an excuse maker. You don't duck and hide in behind anything. When something's the responsibility of yours, you make sure that that responsibility is taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, you are so nurturing in the way of being a lover to this wife, to where it's just I'm able to finally live in a soft woman era, and I haven't lived in the soft life. I don't think my whole life, just because I've always, been a fighter. I've always been, the provider. I've always been the sole parent. I've always been you know what I'm saying? So I've always had to figure it out. But like being with you, it's like I'm allowed to be in this soft space to where, hey, I'm the man. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm the man. I'm gonna take care of this. And I'm just like, woo, it's to still stand on our vowels, to still be faithful to me, to still love me, to still be patient with me, to still speak life into me when I'm down. You know what I'm saying? To still be there for me as I grieve my mother and the loss of her. You know what I'm saying? Just to be around you and just wake up in your presence every day, it helps me to be stronger in who I am as a woman. You know what I'm saying? So just keep loving, keep enduring, keep pushing, keep praying, keep seeking. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, you are a leader. You're one of the most beautiful leaders I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
thank you.
Just for real. I tell you every day how beautiful you are to me. But when I'm telling you you're beautiful, it's like your soul is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's just from the inside out, that shit is beautiful. So it's just, I love you. Keep pushing, man.
Okay.
Don't never stop pushing me and motivating me and loving me the way that you are. And thank you for being patient with me, because I know at times I can be a difficult individual to live with, to be around, to try to talk to calm down. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. I listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you get through to me in a way that's not disrespectful. And in these 11 years, you've never disrespected me in a manner to where you've never called me out of my name. You've never, you know what I'm saying? It's just I could go on.
Okay.
But I love you.
Oh, look, when you go to cussing a lot and you calling people out of names, you ran out of words.
Okay.
You ran out of words, and that's never been me, But I appreciate all those good words and those great things you say about me, and I receive them, you know. And speaking about being soft in the soft girl era or whatever, you've helped me soften up, where I'm not so hard, where I'm not just holding things in and not wanting to express or talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Communication is key in any relationship, and to effectively communicate with your spouse, your partner, your loved one, and not feel like you're going to be shut down, broke down, or I don't want to hear it. It's a great place to be, because we're fighting the world. We're fighting the educational system, putting our kids in there. We're fighting so many different things now, to where at home it's supposed to be a safe place.
Peace. It's supposed to be peaceful, and I am very
A
peaceful
sanctuary.
in the home with you. Waking up to you,
Yes,
going to sleep to you. It's peaceful, and it's I love it. That's all I can say. Is, I'm
I
happy.
concur.
I'm happy.
I'm happy. And not
I'm
only
proud
that,
of you. I'm very proud of you too.
I'm
Just
just
all that I've
thankful.
watched you do, man. When you first got into trucking, you didn't know nothing about nothing, man. You went on the road with airline for 2 weeks and came back. The intent in leaving to go on the road with his stepbrother was that he was gonna go get his CDL. When he comes home, he like, nah, babe, I ain't getting my CDL. I'm like, what? I was like, ain't that why you been gone for 2 weeks? He was like, nah, man, they out there on the slab and them dualies and they this. And I'm just like, huh? And he was just he hey, babe, I'm not gonna go that route. This is how I'm going. I'm just like, okay, I'm just trusting them. I've never been the one a shine blocker, or if that's your dream, if that's what you're gonna go after, I'm gonna be there to support you. Man, this man did some miraculous things, man. I watched this guy pay off $100,000 truck within 18 months. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to see it be done with no drug money. We don't have anything illegal that we're doing in our lives in order to receive cash. We're not scamming. We're not doing any of that. It's just to be out here and really be moving in a way of, trying to keep things on the up and up and be righteous in what you're doing. That way your blessings rain down on you. It's just like, I've watched you do it, baby. And it's like, it's not over yet,
Thank you.
It's not over yet. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's
you know
just
what? And I'm thankful for paying that truck off and that 100-something thousand and stuff. But whew, what we could do with that after paying that off that truck, it was good and all that, but paid off is so better than brand new, ain't it, baby?
Woo, baby. Hey, all I can say is that I just commend the way that you move and
Thank
how you
you.
move and
I
what you do. I'm
appreciate
just here
it.
to uplift you and speak life into you. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate it.
That's it. I'm just speaking the life into you, babe.
And I do. I thank you, because, most from my experiences, most partnerships or relationships, when the chips are down, they cash in and they move on.
Something just ran across my brain just then, y'all, just like this just then. And I have to, when it hits my head, I have to speak on it. So I was born in 82. So that tells you my age, right? I'm not ashamed of it, right? But at the same time, I have a 22-year-old daughter, right? My daughter she's a young adult. But if anybody that's my classmate or that went to school with me or that grew up with me or that was in the vicinity of my age range ever tries to holler at my child, it's going to be some problems. Yes, she's a young adult, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And certain boundaries, y'all are sick. Some of y'all are sick in y'all mind and in y'all heads, the way that y'all operate, the way that y'all move, the way that y'all think. It's still giving pedo, y'all. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Pedophile, baby. It's a short term for pedophile. Lost. It's still giving pedo because once again, if you watch this kid grow up, if you know the kid's parents, you probably even slept with one of the kid's parents, and now you're going after that child. It's just like, where do y'all mind be? Where do y'all mind be to feel like that's okay? Like there's obviously no moral values in how you operate and how you think and how you maneuver. If you at your big age, old enough to be this child's parent, finds it cute to run after these kids and y'all know who their parents are. Or y'all grew up with their parents. It's not even about knowing the parents because we all know each other, right? That's not my point. My point is that should nobody in their 40s be trying to holler at my child?
Or 50s.
Should nobody that I grew up with be trying to kick it with my kid? Okay, should nobody I don't care, y'all. Right is right and wrong. And some of y'all been watching these kids since they was babies and couldn't wait till they became of age. And some of y'all have actually tried to holler at kids while they was still in high school, getting off the bus, and you watching them get off the high school bus and your big grown ass trying to talk to these little bitty girls and these kids. Y'all are in plain sight too. I just want y'all to know y'all are in plain sight too. And it's okay to just, but hey, it's sick. Stop. Seek help because it's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's not healthy, and it's ugh.
And see what as a man, what do you do? Because back in the day, you could really, you can do some things to people and you didn't have to worry about it, because everybody would uphold it. Nowadays, you get your homeboys or your homegirls
pacifying and shit,
amen, and uplifting it, and realistically, anger consumes people. But when you go to mess with people, kids, no matter how old they are or how old you are, you're looking for death. At the end of the day, for me, you're looking for death. And by you mentioning that, my kids have came to me and told me that, they might not have knew the person's name, but they could describe them to the T and what they drive and how they look like, and maybe who they see them hanging with. So, as I'm looking into this camera today, I know who you are. You know who I am. Stop playing with people's kids, because you're going to find yourself 6 feet deep. That's the worst thing. Or you might find yourself privateless.
Castrated.
There you go, castrated. Because, see, people do things
for a reaction.
Not just a reaction. Oh. They do things in a safe place. Pimp C say they talk that noise and do things in a safe place. But see, when you get pulled up on, you can't find nobody. Oh, no, I had one cat even tell me, no, your daughter was trying to talk to me. Even if my daughter was trying to talk to you, you're supposed to say, hey, look out now. Look out. Put that in its place. Because sometimes kids they like shiny things, And some of you cats be coming out there want to show them shiny things and ain't really got nothing. You know what I'm saying? But please understand, you pedophile ass niggas and females, because females out here running, playing with kids' sons. I mean, with men's sons, women's sons. You know, stop that.
What's the attraction, y'all? It's just it's sick to me. I don't
You
even
know,
understand the attraction.
at 51 years old, and I got a 32-year-old daughter, you know, I just don't see me. I don't have anything to. What would make us be even having conversation other than me trying to get them to go ahead and pursue their dreams? You know, putting some meat on their heads or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But me over here trying to lay down with somebody's daughter that I went to school with, that's sick, that's disgusting, that's twisted.
What is your infatuation with said persons or peoples?
I don't even hang out with people like I won't even hang out. If I know you over here talking to somebody like that, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Rather if you say I'm in your business or what, you out there in the street. So anything in the street is what?
Public information.
But
Public knowledge is in the streets.
You feel me? How you pull that back right there? You gotta exit out.
Well,
right there, the middle one. Sorry.
No, you good. You good. You good.
And because you know, as I'm learning, you know, I got a few tunes, and I like to just hit it one more time.
Stop me when I start lying.
You heard me? Because shoot, I don't do too much lying. But I said that to say is that I was at a place one time, and I'm gonna withhold names because the innocent shall be protected. But they came in, and I say, hey, ain't that? I was at a person's house. A man and a little girl walked in. I said, hey, ain't that so and so daughter? The little girl says to me, yes. I said straight up, what you doing with that nigga? Everybody in the house looked like I had shot a gun or shot them.
They pacify that shit.
And they looked like,
that's how they kick it every weekend.
No. They looked at me like, did this nigga just say that?
I mean,
and I looked at them and said, this what go on around here? I said, baby, let's go. Let's go. Because I cannot be in that type of counsel. Not on my watch. And I would hope that if anybody's out there looking and they see somebody else's child, not just my child, but anybody else's child, that they confront that, man. That's what's right. That's what being a leader is. That's what's doing the righteous thing and don't care. What is integrity?
Doing the right thing when no one is looking.
And having dignity, morals, values. Because some of our moral compasses don't work, you know? And that's fine. And that's why I go back again. I go to the books of Ephesians, say you got to put on the whole armor of God that you can be able to withstand the wiles of the darkness, of the devil. Because we don't wrestle against what? Flesh and blood. But against principalities, powers, against the rulers of the darkness in the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So therefore, you better take on the whole armor of God that you can withstand the evil days and having done all to stand. Okay?
Okay. Amen.
I might be a preacher one day. I don't know. God is working with me. I'm going to pass a collection plate. Y'all put something in it, okay? I promise that we going to smack it down and measure it, and there it may multiply. Okay? For real. So y'all just stay prayed up, man, and let your kids go out there and they're doing the right thing. And also talk to your kids about these evil, wicked people that are after their soul. These evil, wicked people are after their souls and putting these demonic spirits on the body, in the mind, you know? And these people hate your parents. These people hate your mother, your father. They might even go so far back as hate your grandfather. And this is why they doing it. So you have to really train your children up and train yourself up and not just react carelessly, but do it with intention and precision. So therefore, you never put yourself in jeopardy or in harm's way. You feel me?
I feel you.
You smell me? Because it's cooking. You hear me?
Yeah.
My mouth a little dry from talking. Let me get another drink of this water.
Anyway, y'all, I didn't mean to dip us over there in that combo, but I did mean to dip us over there in that combo because this
We
is
need
real
it.
life and it's what's going on, and it's
It's
just like,
happening.
if we can't talk about it on Seagraves Says, where we gonna talk about it at? You know what I'm saying? Shit, we got our platform. Those that follow us, hey, make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Once again, make sure that y'all tell y'all people about this. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Just and once I like feedback. You know what I'm saying? I like being able to talk to y'all. I like being able to see y'all commenting as y'all are commenting. I mean, being able to just us go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't be
Yeah.
shy. Don't be scared.
and
You
you
know.
can even say, bro, you wrong for that. You
Or
should,
you
you
or
shouldn't have
if
did that.
if
Or
it's
you can uplift me.
or I don't agree with that, or whatever the
Yeah.
situation may
You
be,
know,
or
but
hey,
just-
I'm one who feels like when a kid turned 18, they fair game. You know, if that's your thoughts and and that's your thoughts and the way that you process things, then just let me know and we can have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
So
gonna be
be it.
mad at you at the end. I'm not gonna be angry with you. I'm not gonna go dog you at the end. Your opinion is your opinion. You're entitled to it. I'm not here to change yours. I'm just telling you the morals, principles, values, and that I stand up on.
And just because it's a law in man's law does not make it a law right in the spiritual law. We know right from just because they're 18 don't mean nothing. You know? 18 means that you are forming out of adolescent into young adulthood. But that does not mean that your mental is ready for even sex at the time. You know, even myself at 18, all we was talking about was that, most of the time with sexual education or sex ed, they just said, hey, practice abstinence and don't be doing heavy petty. These was the words that they used back when I was in school in 84.
What is old ass talking about
85.
heavy petty?
You know what I'm saying?
This dude is on.
A public display of
shit.
affection and things of this nature, and not really breaking it down, letting us know that, hey, you probably should consider not having sex. See how I worded that? Before you're ready.
That's how his generation was taught in school.
Because
when I came up, it was sex ed. We also, when I got to high school, Williams High School, there was actually a counselor that was really cool, and she used to always just talk to us as young women and tell us about different things in our bodies and about STDs and about pregnancy and about just everything that came along with sex that maybe they're not telling you from a book. She was that cool guidance counselor, just counselor, somebody that you can go to that really talk to you and let you know that, hey, if y'all are sexually active, you need to go get yourself checked out, and this is how you need to stay with your routine. Like some of our moms did, some of our moms didn't talk to us about these things. So just to have that person within the school that was able to educate us in that way as well allowed us to be able to just understand some things on a deeper level as well. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time, I ain't gonna use no names either. But one time, one of my cousins thought her was pregnant. So we had all skipped school and stuff and walked over there to Planned Parenthood so we could find out if hers was pregnant. That's when Planned Parenthood used to be on the other side of Cross Tracks, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Right there, Cross Tracks. Planned Parenthood used to be right there, right? Yeah, we did that. But yeah, just letting you know that hey man, if it's meant to be, it's gonna be. I don't want anything that anybody else has. My dreams are not anybody else's dreams. My goals aren't anybody else's goals. So I don't want anybody in the world to ever feel like they're competing with me or my husband. I don't want anybody to ever feel that way because we're not competing. We're not in competition. We don't live our lives like that. We just set goals. And what our goals are, it's not your business, but that's what we're working towards. It's our goals, our personal goals. So when things are, a little bit here displayed and a little bit there displayed, it's not to be boisterous. It's just, I've accomplished another goal and I'm okay with it's okay to celebrate me and my accomplishments and the things that I do.
I just ain't celebrating it on the book no more. I ain't celebrating on social
media. Yeah.
It don't matter to me because what I do don't have to be. I've learned my lesson from what I have to do. I mean, what I do for me and my goals, because too many people are looking at things in a jealousy mindset, and everything ain't for everybody, and that's the real meaning out of what goes on in this house stays in this house. Not that somebody is hurting you or molesting you or doing something wrong that you keep it in the house. No, your business and your accomplishments, sometimes that's not for the world. And we all know that, when social media hit, we wasn't ready for it, So a lot of us, we was doing it in a great place. But a lot of people just started taking it to the next level and having so much hatred and animosity and ill will towards one another. And let me break it down like this. Say John had $200. Cleo had $200. John took his $200 and got him a haircut, bought him a pair of shoes, got him a new outfit, and took the rest of his money, and he went to the club and party. Cleo kept his $200 and went on home. Monday morning, they come to work. What you do? Oh, man, I sit at the house, Cleo. I'll sit at the house and, I had a few steaks and sit back in the backyard and just chill, What you do? Oh, man, I'm broke, man. You know what I'm saying? I done spent all my money on the weekend and I ain't got nothing. So can I borrow? No, you can't borrow none of my money. Now John mad at Cleo because Cleo won't give him his money to go mess up. Tell me, what sense does it make? That's not how life goes. I'm saying that to say is that everybody don't have the same goals and admirations, just to piggyback on what you were saying. So don't hate somebody that they spend their money responsibly and you're spending your money recklessly. You see the difference? Because everybody don't want to go be seen every weekend.
Ooh.
Everybody don't want to have the latest, whatever you like to wear, whether it be Nike, Poom Poom, or whatever. Everybody don't want to be seen. Everybody don't want to be heard. And if you got money, a lot of times you're telling people you don't have no money. Only those that don't have money and say, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this. They ain't got a pot to piss in and a one to throw it out of. Stop me when I start lying. Come on. For real. So I'm saying all this to say, y'all, man, these facades and these caricatures that these people are putting on, y'all better be very careful who you call friend.
Stop me when I start lying.
You better be very careful who you invite to your house.
Stop me when I start lying.
You better be very careful who you fellowship with.
Stop me when I start lying.
Because a friend today could be an enemy tomorrow. You heard me? And I'll say it again. A friend today can be an enemy tomorrow. It ain't nothing worse than some people that don't like you that get together and get on the we hate so-and-so game.
Not we hate so-and-so.
And around in them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worse than that, and normally, even with Jesus, it took a group of people to take Jesus down. But first, if they did it to him, they'll do it to you. They'll do it to me. So always stay in that guiding light. Stay away from them naysayers. Stay away from them high-siders. Stay away from them quick to cap on you. Quick to watch out. I see you big time. I see you Hollywood. Let me hold something. Stay away from them type of people with them undertones. You know what I'm saying? No, man.
Y'all, I've lost 5 weights since five weights. I've lost 5 pounds since last month. I'm so proud of myself. And I'm not on no Ozempic. I'm not on the GL1C, P3Fs. I ain't had no surgery. It's just naturally, my husband loves to juice. I've already let go of meat. Trying to let go of dairy. I'm more conscientious of just every little drop that goes into me. I'm just loving me. And it feels good that every time I go to my appointments, I step on that scale. I've lost that weight. Oh, baby, that the skin is reflecting the way it's reflecting just naturally. Yeah, it feels good, y'all. It feels good.
Get all the watermelon because season about to go out. You know what I'm saying? Season about to go out, so keep juicing. See, I got them deputy dollars right now because, once you start losing weight, it get little starts in the face and then everything starts sagging. So you got to make sure you keep your cardio and different stuff up. You heard me?
I do hear you. But I love you guys, man. And I thank y'all for tuning in. And again, those who joined us, I just want y'all to like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube page so that we can grow this platform. If you have anything you want to talk to us about or you just want to come on the show, just hit us up and let us know.
Tap in, man. Shit, let's talk about it. Let's build about it. Let's grow together.
Let's do it.
Let's shine together. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'm in the mood today. Let's keep on rolling. Keep them dogs rolling. You know what I'm saying? Because people need this. You know, there's people out there right now, man. They going through and they looking for an outlet. They looking like, man, who can I talk to? Where can I go? What can I do? Because see, this church done turned this back on me. This other church ain't get that. If I ain't got $2 or $3, you know, and if I ain't working on something, they don't want me to come. And the people in the church, they look at you sideways when you come in because you're not a part of the clique, you know. So people need a safe place to go, and it don't have to be the church. You can go to the park, you can fellowship, you can just clock in, tap in with somebody that is going places and that is inspirational. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be like that, man. Man, churches don't even fellowship no more together. As far as what I see, I ain't seen too many churches even fellowship. Have a tent revival. I don't see them out there witnessing. And let me go back to the front where I was saying how they gentrifying and stuff. Aren't they tearing down? I mean, closing down all the black schools in McKinney pretty much. The Johnsons, the Evans, the Malverns, the whatever other black school in there, man, and stop me or correct. I can stand to be corrected. But from what I've read and what I've heard, that they're closing down all those schools and they happen to be black people. Do y'all not see what I see? Or are you just blind to the fact, like Public Enemy say? You're blind to the fact. You can't see what I can see. You're blind, baby. You're blind to the fact. Because back when I was coming up, you know, that hip-hop was real. Hip-hop was conscious rap. Hip-hop was telling us a story and bringing it to the forefront and letting people know what was wrong. Now this hip hop, I mean, now this gangster rap and all that, it done deterred us from everything. These guys wearing skirts, they wearing blouses, they wearing high heels and skinny jeans. They out here.
It's the purses for me. I always say it's the purses for me, y'all.
They out here spinning the block, shooting down, robbing, want to lay with your girlfriend or your wife
or your daughter.
Want to say that, and females out here talking about, oh, I made them shake hands. That's a real player move. And man, that get you killed. That get you, what they say, get your wig twisted like Epic.
Oh man, look, baby, this is what I'm trying. I keep trying to, but you.
Yeah, we just get going. You just keep going. You know, I'm like the Energizer Bunny today. You know, I'm just in there. You know, shoot. We ain't doing right now, but once a week. But you know, until then, you know, until we can get it down to where we're talking and not rambling and repeating. You know, we got to give it while it's on the chest. What you say? Say it with your cat. Say it with your chest, Chief.
Anyway. I'm just sending out healing prayers to anyone that is
how you hit it?
Going through things medical or maybe non-medical. Just those that are fighting battles that are seen and unseen. And some of us are fighting unexpected battles. And I just pray for y'all that y'all be able to remain strong and keep your faith. Yes, just believe Lord. In yourself. If you don't read a Bible, then get you a Quran. Just get you some type of clarity within the scripture to be able to understand and maneuver through what it is that you're going through, because hard times don't last. I mean, tough times don't last, but tough people do. You know what I'm saying? So just keep being strong and keep persevering. And like I said, I know, it is good to surround yourself with people that you can unleash with, or that you can talk to, or that you can open up with, just to be able to get some good banter, some good back and forth, some good commentary, So, just stay faithful, stay true, and I love y'all.
I love y'all too. And we all got more good than we got bad. You heard me?
Except for y'all that's out there trying to talk to folks' kids. Ain't nothing good in that. Ain't nothing good in it. Don't nothing good come from it. And it doesn't portray a good image.
I think his name was Lucky Gene Howard. They used to say that all the time. And those that are my age, and those that know Mr. Lucky Gene Howard, I don't know if he's still with us or not. He used to always say that we were good childs of God and that we all had more good than we have bad. And I truly believe that. And we all can be fixed. There is all long as you want to be fixed.
There you go. Because some people don't see no wrong in what
See,
they're
you
doing. So
know,
you can't get fixed if you don't see no
you know.
wrong and accept no accountability and things that are not morally proper.
Well, and you're right, babe. And I'll go back to where I was. I had read earlier where it said in 2 Timothy where it said that they were. Hold on, let me find it right quick, and I'll go back to it. That they know that they ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. They know it, but they don't want to go to the truth. They don't want to be changed. And I'll get that, but one day you're going to have to be changed, and God will lay you flat on your
a lot
back.
of people don't want to even, just keeping it real. A lot of people don't even mention God's name until they're in the hospital bed dying. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't really, people don't live their lives by that. Certain people who just, that's not who they are. It's not in them. So you can't speak a godly word to somebody who don't, excuse me, y'all, but don't care about God. You know what I'm saying? Only time they look to God is when something is going wrong. It's not a genuine relationship. You get it? So yeah, we have to just understand that it's a sick time that we're living in. And when you started it off by asking me, how do I feel about this, that, and the third? That's how I feel about it. It's a disgusting time that we live in because nobody wants to hold themselves accountable for their own actions. If we would just wake up and but be accountable, I feel like the world would look a little different because we would actually be able to see what it is that we're doing, portraying and putting out there, or somebody putting it in our face. And the same thing that we're out there doing and thinking is cute, somebody turn around and spin the block and mirror that right back to you for you to get it. Like, oh, okay. No, it shouldn't take all that. It should just, but
I'm gonna drop my seed.
We are the world.
I'm gonna drop my seed, and it's up to you to water it because God told me to continue to be bold, continue to walk in that purpose, and don't be shy. And we are truly at this age. Me personally, I'm starting to learn my true purpose. And I want to walk in my purpose-driven life.
That's beautiful. Scoot this way.
And I am definitely going to drop my seed. And if you don't water it, that's on you. But I'm gonna do that. But like my wife said, hey, thank you for tuning in because you could have been any place in this world other than on Seagraves Says, the YouTube channel. Please like, please share, please subscribe. And like I said, if you're feeling generous, send a chocho or 3. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all. Be blessed.